Lesson will be over decimals to fractions. We're going to convert decimals into fractions. But before we begin, do you know your decimal place values? So, this is a decimal point. Another word for it is and. To the right of the decimal point is called tenths. To the right of that decimal place is called hundredths. And to the right of that is called thousandths. So let's look at our first example, 0 and 1/10. It sounds like a fraction, 0 and 1/10. 1/10. Oh, so 0 and 1/10 is equivalent to 1/10. Oh, let's try another example. 0 and 4/10. Sounds like the fraction of 4/10. So 0 and 4/10 is equivalent to 4/10. Wait, I think I can simplify this fraction. What is the greatest factor that goes into 4 and 10? 2. 2/5. So 0 and 4/10 is equivalent to 4/10, which is equivalent to 2/5. Our next example is 0 and 35 hundredths. It sounds like this fraction, 35 hundredths. I wonder if we could simplify this. The greatest factor I can divide it by is 5. Oh, it ends with a 5, so I know I can divide by 5. So it's 7/20. 0 and 3500 is equivalent to 3500, which is equivalent to 7/20. Our next example is 0 and 28 hundredths. It's written as 28 hundredths. I wonder if I could simplify this. What is the greatest factor that goes into 28 and 100? I know 2. Is there another factor I can go into? 2 greater. 4. Let's see if 4 works. 7, 125. It is. 0 and 28 hundredths is equivalent to 7/25. What if you have a question like this? 0 and 125 thousandths. So it's 125 thousandths. Oh, you can simplify this. What is the... Let's see, what factor should I divide this by? You know what? It ends with a 5, so I know it's 5. You know what? I'm going to try 25. You know, I think there's another factor that goes into a greater factor, but I'm going to try 25 for now. How many 25s go into 125? 5 times. How many quarters or 25 goes into 1,000? 1,000 divided by 25 goes in 40. So 540. You know what? I knew it. I should have divided by 125. Oh well. No worries. You know what? I'm going to divide this by 5 again. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 40 divided by 5 is 8. So 0 and 125,000 is equivalent to 1/8. I should have divided by 125. That was the greatest factor to divide by. Now let's try mixed numbers. So we have 3 and 6/10. 3 and 6/10. Can we simplify this fraction right here? I think we can. What's the greatest factor that goes into it? 2. So it's 3 and 3/5. So 3 and 6/10 is equivalent to 3 and 3/5. Our last example is this one. 3 and 12 hundredths. I wonder if we could simplify this. Which is the greatest factor that goes into 12 and 100? 2? You know what? Let's try 4. It goes in 3 times. 100 divided 4 is 25. So 3 and 1200 is the same as 3 and 1200, which is the same or equivalent to 3 and 3/25. So in decimals of fraction, the main thing you need to know is your decimal place value. Once you write it as a fraction, most likely you will need to simplify it. So this is the study of decimals to fractions.